Sometimes you're going to have to say something that's really honest and it's hard to say, but that's liberation. On the other side of you using your voice to communicate what it is, you're liberated. And the liberation is already here, but we have to be willing to step into that. We have to be willing to be bold enough and dare ourselves to step into that more, because that's where we really find out who we are. Yo, welcome back to the video. Hope you're having a beautiful day today. And on today's Shine Sermon, we're going to be talking about talking your shit even when it smells bad. But before we start talking about talking your shit, I want to share with you something that I'm really excited about, and I'm calling it the Shine Space. And so if you've been on my channel or been following me long enough, you know that I have a program that I call the Shine Space. And I talked about this months before, but now we're doing open enrollment again. And so the Shine Space is a space where we come to learn how to express ourselves, where we come to learn to build a deeper level of self-trust and reclaim our self-worth through self-expression. And I've said before that I heal through self-expression, because as I express myself, I got to know myself more. I got to figure out what felt good to me. I got to tune in with my source and my core and experience the impact of my authentic expression. And so the Shine Space is going to be a 6-week program that I'm hosting for only 4 people. It's going to be an intimate space where we come together, we allow ourselves to be seen and heard, and we experience the impact of authentic expression, self-expression together. And it's going to be a great journey. It's going to be very transformative. It's going to be so loving. It's going to be so powerful. And we're just going to see that we're worthy just by being, and that we can express ourselves and we can experience the power of self-expression. So that's what the Shine Space is. I would love to have you there. If this interests you, you can leave a comment below, or you can send me a message on my Instagram, and I'll leave my Instagram below as well. And I'll soon be putting a link where you can sign up if you are interested in the Shine Space. So I wanted to share that before we start talking about talking your shit. So let's talk our shit. So when I say, talking your shit even when it smells bad, I don't mean being like a toxic, mean person, saying rude things and saying negative things to people. What I do mean is experiencing another level of self-expression, using your voice to navigate your experience and say what's on your mind, say what's on your heart, and using your voice to experience the liberation that's already available. Because liberation is here, but we're afraid to step into it. We're afraid to say what we have to say to feel liberated. We're afraid to express our emotions or communicate in a way that liberates us. And so that's what I mean by talking your shit, because sometimes you're going to have to say something that's really honest and it's hard to say, but that's liberation. On the other side of you using your voice to communicate what it is, you're liberated. And the liberation is already here, but we have to be willing to step into that. We have to be willing to be bold enough and dare ourselves to step into that more, because that's where we really find out who we are. We get closer to our source. We start to honor our feelings. We start to honor who we are. And that's like literally self-respect that builds not confidence, but it builds Godfidence inside of you, because you start to build a sturdy frame. You start to see that you can handle your own. You start to experience your resilience. And that's all it's about. Being able to say the things that you don't want to say, because it's going to put you in a place where you become a strong person and you're not afraid of anything. You're willing to take accountability and responsibility for who you are, and you're willing to speak up about it. And there's so much power in that, because people really respect someone that knows who they are and are willing to stand up for who they are, actually. People really respect people that are confident enough to say what they allow and what they don't allow. People are really respect people that know who they are to their core, and they stand for something. And that's so powerful, because you can be that person when you're willing to talk your shit. Say what you have to say from love, from your heart. Not to be somebody that's just a menace, just to say things, but saying things that are true and honest to you, and that'll help you move in another direction. That'll help you move in a new direction. That'll help others see something about themselves that they may not have seen. That will help others self-reflect on their behavior and how they're showing up. And not in a place that you're picking on someone, but in a place where you're doing it out of love, because you honor who they are and you honor who you are, and you don't want to allow the relationship, or you don't want to allow this experience to taint the spirits of either you or that person. So you're going to speak up about the experience, actually. And that's what it's about, because it's so liberating. And something that happens is that you see that you can't get it wrong when you're aligning with who you are. You can't say the wrong thing. You can't take the wrong action, because you're doing it from love. And even if it is considered to be wrong, you are able to reconcile that experience, because you're taking accountability for who you are. And you know what you're doing. You're not out here blindly being unconscious, just saying wild stuff. You know what you're doing. And that's really powerful. That makes you a unique individual. That makes you a unique being, because there's so many people that are out here just blabbering, running their mouth, gossiping about nothing. But it's like when you can be someone that consciously uses your voice to create liberation, to create love, you are literally changing your world, but you're also changing the planet, because you're one more person that's anchoring in love, anchoring in integrity, anchoring in honesty, and that's transformational. And something that's really powerful, and this is an area where a lot of people don't like to go, but it's like being willing to ask for forgiveness, being willing to share when you made a mistake, being willing to share when you're coming from an unconscious place. And that's yet again talking, speaking up when it doesn't feel good, when it smells bad, when you feel it in your body like, dang, I don't want to say this, I don't want to admit this, but you being willing to admit it, because you know that through admitting it, you're going to free yourself, and you can forgive yourself, and you can forgive another person, and you can see the innocent in it, and you can see the love, and you can allow yourself to move in a new direction. Don't beat yourself up, but acknowledge where you are, see your innocence, and keep moving. Continue to be honest, continue to be loving. And that's what it's about. That's self-expression at its finest, because we're expressing the true self that never made a mistake, but is willing to be honest. We're expressing the true self that has no limits, that has no bounds, that is pure love. We're expressing the true self that can never get it wrong, that's always on point. And when we align with that, when we align with our truth, we feel it. We feel the peace, we feel the love, we feel the stability and the foundation to our core, because that is who we are. And that's what we're talking about. So when you go out in your day today, like, be willing to be honest, be willing to speak up, be willing to talk your shit even when it don't smell good, and see how that feels. Try that on for a moment, try that on for a couple of moments, try that on for a day, and see where it gets you. See how liberated you feel, see how free you feel, and see how others respond to your honesty. And you know, sometimes it might rub someone the wrong way, but you're doing it from love, and you're also taking accountability for who you are. So thanks for tuning in today. I'll see you on the next video. Much love. Peace.